Hi you two. I know it's been a while, and I must apologize, but I'm really not going to explain why it's been a while. If you really care, you can check in the sidebar. That's my personal channel, and I will pretty much tell you why I've been away. Hey y'all, I'm Elena, and if you haven't seen me before, or have seen me but forgotten about me, I'm here to talk about albinism, because I have albinism, as you can see. So let's start up from the top. What is albinism? Albinism is a lack of pigment in your hair, your skin, and your eyes. And it most of the time causes vision loss. It also can be just found in the eyes. I know some people who have what they call ocular albinism, which is just a lack of pigment in your eyes. Albinism is not a disease that you can catch. Albinism is raw genetics. It is passed on by your parents. And I know there's like a 1 in 13,000 chance that your baby will be born with albinism. I think that's right. I could be totally wrong. Please correct me. But yeah, it's genetics. I was born with albinism. So that means none of my parents have albinism, and so each of them had I guess it's a recessive gene for albinism. That is why I have albinism. Okay, how albinism affects individuals. So the main thing is you look different. You really do. And so that might cause some people to stare or ask questions, and then it leads you to explaining. When you have albinism, you always have to explain yourself. Number one, when you ask for help, which you're going to need to do because you can't see. And number two, when people ask you, you know, why is your skin so light? Why is your hair white? Why do your eyes move? Why can you not focus your eyes on one thing? You know, there's lots of questions you might get, and explaining is a huge part of that might affect someone. So if you're a parent or someone who is a little shy about your disability, I would get over that, or you know, teach your child with albinism what albinism is, so we can educate people who don't know, so they're not ignorant. And you know, because when a person is ignorant, they might want to make fun of someone, or because they don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm told, and I just think it's a really smart idea to keep people educated about albinism so they don't start thinking negatively about it, which I know a lot of people do already. It affects your eyes a lot. Like the sun, I'm so photophobic that I can hardly open my eyes in raw sunlight, so you always have to wear sunglasses. It also affects my skin. My skin is very sensitive, and I can get a very nasty sunburn real fast. I'd say maybe 5 minutes and I have a pretty bad burn. And that makes being outside, which is something that I love, pretty hard. How I particularly feel about having albinism, like my hardships maybe, would have to be when I was younger in school, I was sort of ashamed to have albinism, and I had some friends that would kind of stick up for me, but I would never explain like what albinism was about, or you know, tell people about what was wrong with me, which I don't think it should be, you know, it should be talked about like it's like this horrible thing, because albinism is something that a lot of individuals deal with every single day, and it's not all bad. But another hardship for me is reading. I love to read, and if I can't find a book on tape, or you know, try to read it, I pretty much can't read it. And I know that there are some people that are hired to read stuff for you, and that's pretty much a service that any blind association might offer. I advise all of you to find a place where they might offer these services. And again, you look different, so that was a hard thing for me when I was, younger, because I was a little bit more insecure. Which leads me to our next thing, coming out, which I think a lot of people really do. Like, I know it kind of sounds like stupid and whatever, because you're born that way. So, but there is a point where I think you realize that you're like, hey, I have this disability, I have a vision loss, I'm different, and you embrace it, and you do what you have to do to help yourself instead of feeling ashamed. And there comes this moment where your shamed feelings just sort of are a little bit relieved. I mean, they're always going to creep back up sometimes, but I think that for me, that was probably like when I was 12. I left public school to go to a private school, and that was almost like a fresh start for me. And I just told people, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to start my new school and not have people know what's really special about me. So I just told people, and they didn't act like I thought they would. They were like, wow, that's totally cool, and I'm so glad we got to meet someone, and you're such an educational experience. They were just great. They were so good, and my friends were so supportive, and then I got in contact with Noah again, because I had been in contact with them. If you don't know what Noah is, I'm going to make a video about it, so don't be lost. It's pretty much a group of people with albinism who meet together and just share the beauty of albinism. But yeah, I got back in with Noah, and I just really embraced my disability, and that was sort of my coming out moment, and it was a relief to me, because I had been living with stress, like, should I tell people, or what will they think if I tell them about this, or you don't want to over-explain something, because then people are like, what is she talking about? So that was really, that's a hard thing to do, and if you haven't really come to term with, your disability, or maybe your child's disability, maybe your parent who has a daughter or son with albinism, and you are just still mourning and still upset and probably shocked, the faster you embrace it and you work with your disability or their disability, the easier life will become. Take that from me. So this is my first video on albinism, and I hope it was really informative. I should have more videos that aren't so broad. This is just an introduction to albinism, and I hope that you sort of keep tuned in, because there will be a lot of more specific videos coming up that will explain more specific things about albinism, because I feel that this video was very broad and you might not have gotten everything that all there is to know about albinism out of this one video. So keep tuned in, and I will definitely talk to you guys soon. Bye.